So I've already responded to this comment, but it's 5:13 in the morning and I'm not really doing anything, just sitting in my bed thinking, and I can't sleep. And it's not because I have a sleeping disorder or anything. It's just, I slept earlier and now I'm just kind of bored, so I figured I'd respond to this. First off, this person who's commenting, whenever you say this is literally just me being wrong and leaving, you don't really know me or know any of the experiences that I've gone through with the Christians I'm particularly talking about. But to enlighten you, I just keep encountering the same things when I'm talking to specific individuals on, a certain side of TikTok. They're very illogical. They don't study logical fallacies or scientific theories, or they don't really challenge their beliefs at all. I talk to these sensationalist type Christians who tell me that Jesus loves me, and they tell me about their anecdotal experience and how Jesus did something in their life. And I don't see much skepticism in trying to ask the question, what's the symmetry breaker between their experience being their experience, or maybe it's simply just being something that would have happened without God anyway, in nature, in reality, in a world without God. I talk to Christians on a certain side of TikTok, and they're just coddled, living in their Christian spaces, not challenging their beliefs, and surrounding themselves with people who are Christian. They don't challenge themselves or challenge their beliefs. I don't think they're even seeking the truth. They're just kind of looking for something to believe in. And look, there's nothing wrong with that, right? There are people who aren't interested in finding the truth. Religion can be a great motivator. Religion can provide comfort for people in times of need. That's fine. But don't go around telling everybody that you've found the truth and saying this is the truth. And then when I ask you hey, have you challenged this in any way to see if it stands up to scrutiny? And you haven't. So you're not seeking the truth, and you're not being good faith. You're just being biased, and you're just settling with something that you think is true. Not only that, I just think that there's certain Christians who just get frustrated that whenever they tell you that Jesus exists, whenever they're explaining to you something regarding the Bible, they get mad that you don't just take their word for it. They don't understand that people are skeptical, people are seeking the truth, and you should be asking questions, you should be challenging ideas. They're frustrated that I don't just bend over and, believe in God at the mere mention that Jesus loves me. This just shows, the signs of somebody who's not seeking the truth and signs of somebody who's not good faith. They're just going around trying to convert people, essentially. You're not trying to have a conversation. You're not trying to challenge your beliefs. You're not trying to actually test and see whether this is actually the truth. This is just, people being gullible. People just believing in something with no challenge, no nothing. I don't think that's genuine. I don't think that if you have an idea and you haven't challenged it, you should be going around spreading truth or saying that you have the truth. It's just Christians not taking this seriously. And there are people who actually take this seriously, who are trying to figure out whether God exists, and people who are having traumatic experiences in regards to whether hell exists, and they'll never be the same given how they were raised in religion. So I don't know. I'm just kind of done associating with those people who aren't even considering other people's perspectives. They're not interested in anything I have to say. They're interested in shoving their dogma down my throat, and whether I'm going to convert or not convert. That's their focus. They're not interested in challenging their worldview, actually seeking the truth in the best way possible. They're just worried about conversions and shoving their talking points down your throat, but not understanding anything that you've gone through and any points that you might bring up, or any critiques you might have for their faith. And I'm not really here to be a conversion or somebody's like point on the scoreboard. I'm not really here to please people. I'm going to be true to myself and try to be a good person, but I'm human and I am going to make mistakes. So that's me, I guess.